Hi everybody, Sandy here from Sandi Cooks. Today I'm going to make a house favorite, which is a Chicago style stuffed pizza. So we're going to use a pre-made dough, and we're going to use a springform pan, and I'm going to create a spinach filling to go in that, because we like it with spinach. But you could use pepperoni or sausage or whatever you want in there. But it does take a while to cook in the oven. You got to give it a full hour. Plus time to cool down, because otherwise it'll just spill all over the place when you cut into it. So anyway, Chicago style stuffed pizza. Come along with me. All right, so I've got 2 of these bags. They're 8 ounces each, so that's a pound of spinach, fresh. And I'm going to saute that with an onion and, I don't know, 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to just clean up my onion and my garlic. And then we will get to cooking it. The skin comes off really easily when you cut the onion in half. It just comes right off then. Just a little trick. Of course, I cut my nails yesterday, so I'm at a disadvantage. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions about how to cut an onion, and they go this way and they go that way, and this is the way that I learned to do it. First, you cut it in half so you can actually lay it flat. It doesn't move around a lot. And then I'm just going to make slices this way. I leave just a little bit of the onion behind there. I don't go all the way through, which is going to hold it all together for me. And for various dishes, you can just make these slices bigger or smaller. For when I make salsa, I make really big, chunky salsa. But when I do my garlic mashed potatoes, I make the onions really, really super fine. This is going into the pizza. So that's good. See, I mean, you can see what that's going to end up as. Maybe you can't. There we go. So that's even. So anyway, that's it. Be really careful when you do that, if you do that, because your knife can slip there, especially if it is not sharp. So make sure that your knife is sharp. All right, I'm going to grab a bowl. Our onions in this. Okay, and next we will just chop some garlic. Somebody asked me in a comment the other day if it was okay to use a garlic press to do your garlic. Absolutely, save time. I don't know, sometimes if I have a lot of garlic to do, it feels easier to use the chopping board and do it by hand, but I've never actually timed it. You want to use a garlic press, go for it. And in fact, I'll do that today. Okay, we're going to have an extra clove of garlic in there. Boo-hoo. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know the standard phrase here is crap ton of garlic, as my children would say. All right, little trick again. Get your blade wet. That'll keep the paper from sticking to your blade. You can pop these right out of here. It's because I already got that off of there. I've seen people put the garlic, including the skin, through their press, and it kind of works, but it gums it up to the point that, like, on the third clove, you're not really getting anything out. You're just mushing stuff, unfortunately. So I stay away from that. Okay, wash it off, and we'll just shoot these through here. I don't know. I guess there is an aspect to it. Why I don't normally use the garlic press, because you lose a lot of the actual volume of the garlic there. It's not a lot, okay, but you lose some. But you may get a better trade-off just because you get all that wonderful juice that we are squishing out of the garlic, and you can always run that stuff right back through again. Get what you can, and we can always empty this and start over with it clean. Although I'm lazy, and I'll tell you that I am definitely not going to do that. One more. Oh my God, does this smell good? Okay, that's a lot of garlic. That is a crap ton of garlic. All right, I'm going to wash, and then we'll start again over at the stove. Well, that's not good. I'm not sure how much of that you didn't see. So far, I've got my onions sauteing. I apologize. Hit this with a little kosher salt. And a couple grinds of black pepper. Okay, while that is going, see if I can zoom out here. Wrong way. Turn it down a little bit. While I've got that going, I am going to take my ready-made pie crust, and I'm going to form it into my springform pan. That was all that beautiful garlic. The garlic is going to get plenty cooked. We do not need to wait for that garlic to cook. In fact, we don't want it to, because we don't want it to get brown, because as soon as your garlic is brown, it gets bitter. And I'm going to take that back up to medium. Get a little bit more salt. Be careful with the salt and pepper, because this is going to cook down a lot. And so I'm going to hold off salting till we're closer to the end. And as this is going, and the spinach gets a little bit wilted down here, we'll just add another handful or two. The dough can just exploded on its own. That's what that sound was you heard. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to this. The spinach really drinks up the oil. And the pan will get dry. And we don't want anything to burn and stick to the bottom. I really wish I had the right tongs. Well, I think that this pan is actually a ceramic, which means I can use metal in here. Just try to keep it moving so nothing dries out, nothing gets overcooked. Alright, that's almost there. The last bit of spinach. all that, I get the stuff from underneath that's all steamy and hot, and get that up on top of the new spinach, and that helps wilt it. You're getting heat and steam kind of, not from both directions, but you're forming like a hat on top of it, right? With a lot of, holding a lot of steam in. Okay, this is getting close, so let me give this a taste. I'm glad I didn't add any more salt. No, I'm not. A little bit more. Wow, that is yummy. Alright, that is pretty much there. So I'm going to take this over to the sink. I'm going to put it in the sieve or colander and just let a bunch of the juice that's in here just seep out of it. And then I'll show you how I assemble this. Okay, so I didn't get to doing the dough over there while the spinach was going because my hands were full, so to speak, dealing with the spinach. So, we're going to do this over here. Okay, so this is a rectangle, and obviously we're trying to put this into a circle, and that's not going to work. So we're going to have to do some surgery. So unroll this baby, let's stretch a little bit, go ahead and feed it down, make sure you get it into the corners, all the way down. Make sure you cover up the top, both sides. Okay. Good. Okay. And I'm just going to take my knife and cut off here on the top. Now we got this left. So we need to use this and the other side to build up the two big gaping holes. Okay, so I'm just going to look at that, tear it off, give it a little stretch, and I'm going to start to plug the hole. Press it in there. Press the two of them together into the body, or into the base, into the corner. It's not really a corner because, right, it's a circle, but that's okay. You get the idea. It is a corner of sorts. Okay, a little bit more there. Stretch that a little bit more. And the reason I'm going kind of over the edge of the top on this is because otherwise when you cook this, it's all going to shrink kind of down, and we're going to lose a lot of our dough down the side here, and end up kind of with a thick dough. You don't really want a thick dough all the way along this thing, so I'm going to try and get it to hold on to the top of the tin like that. So I'm just kind of pressing it up here, kind of like if you were using a rolling pin, right? You're just kind of rolling it up the edge. This side didn't squeeze down as much. Okay, now let's get this hole patched. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's okay. You know, we call this stuffed pizza here in the Chicago area, but it doesn't really get it doesn't get dough on top, so it's not really stuffed. But in a big springform pan like this, it's also not a pan pizza. So I think that's why they call it stuffed. Or maybe just because it's stuffed full of stuff. Especially cheese and sauce. We like our pizza cheesy and saucy. At least my family does. Okay, see if we can get this to stay up. We won't, but it'll be close. All right, so that's what's going in here. First thing in, sauce on the bottom. Actually, no, I'm wrong about that. First thing in is cheese, because the cheese is not going to give up as much moisture as the sauce will. We'll put cheese. Layer of cheese here. This is just mozzarella. Probably about, this is, I think, is a 12-inch spring form, so that's probably about half of a bag, half of an 8-ounce bag. I'm going to put all my spinach in. Okay, I got all that juice out of there, liquid out of there. Let's get these last few pieces. And some left behind onions. Hopefully I'm not making you all dizzy. Spread that around in here. I got to use my tongs, so I'm not going to burn my fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to use sauce. You can, of course, use whatever sauce you like. I grew up on this stuff, pastorellis, and I learned just a few years ago that it's actually made here in Chicago, which is pretty cool. So, just going to put this on. Doesn't have to be a thick layer. This thing is going to mostly be spinach and cheese, but it will have sauce. You will be able to taste the sauce. Give it a shake first. That first jar was just some leftover that had been in the refrigerator. No reason not to use it. Okay, so now, before I put in more mozzarella, I've got this 6 cheese blend. It says mozzarella, provolone, and then it says with smoke flavor. Oh, provolone with smoke flavor. Asiago, Parmesan, Romano, and Fontina cheeses. So this will just jazz things up a bit. Gives it a little different character than straight mozzarella. Put this whole bag in, I think. There we go. Okay. Now we can put in another layer of sauce on that. And yeah, you're going to get sauce on your spoon, so you could kind of dollop it around if you want first. So you don't get all that cheese in your jar. Or you can not worry about it. Now that's a saucy layer. Alright, do one more layer of mozzarella. So the rest of that first bag. Need some more here. So I have another bag. I didn't say it wasn't going to be a lot of cheese. So, you know, you want to call it a crap ton of cheese? Go for it, because, yeah, it's a Chicago-style stuffed pizza. So it is a crap ton of cheese. My wife is lactose intolerant, but she will take pills to eat this because she enjoys it so much, despite how cheesy it is. It's that good. So I know some of you may be East Coasters and you need your big slices draining fat all over the place, but nah, this is better. In my opinion. Not to start a pizza war. Okay, and this is just going to be a thin layer. I will open up that last jar, because that's not quite enough. Okay. Now, the thing about this pizza, though, is that it takes a full hour in the oven, and you have to let it cool for at least 15 minutes before you dig into it, because otherwise everything will just spill. Molten cheese will just spill right out of the thing, and you don't want that. It will still be chewy and gooey and delicious if you wait a few minutes. Plus, everybody will smell it in the house, and they will be dying to sit down and eat it. So you can go, you have to wait. No, you wouldn't do that. Yeah, you might do that. I don't know you. I wouldn't do that. Not usually, anyway. And my wife isn't here to tell you otherwise. So there. Alright, so this is going into a preheated oven at 425 Fahrenheit for an hour. Okay? And I will show you what it looks like in an hour. Okay, well, hopefully I have not burned this to a cinder. Ooh, I did it a little bit over. Okay, I did go a little over, as you can see. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. I tried increasing my temperature today to 425 from 400. 400 worked better. Go with 400 for an hour. Although the inside of this will be fine, this is just a little dark on the top. So we won't actually taste much of that. But this is going to now sit for about 15 minutes. Like I said, otherwise when we cut into it, it will just be molten and you'll have a lake of cheese. So I'll show you when I cut it open. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. I'm just going to run a knife around here to make sure that we are not stuck. Okay, we can release it from the springform pan. Came right out. And now I'm going to use a spatula. Get underneath it and slide it. Okay, I know you saw it crack a little bit. Oops, but it is intact. There you go. I hope you can see that as well as you can see into the oven mitt. And that's it. And I'll cut into it. I'll show you that as well. Dinner!
Okay, we're good. We're good.
We're good? We're good? We're good? Okay, we're good.
It delayed.
Okay, but we're good now.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay. All right, now I'm going to cut in. What? Oh, yeah. Sorry, having a family moment here. So anyway, I think I got it through there, mostly. Give me your phone. All right. And it's still pretty ooey gooey, but you can see it's holding together, and that's what you want. So I hope you enjoy, and that's it. Chicago style stuffed pizza.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Sandi Cooks channel on YouTube so you don't miss out on new videos.